The UNF women's basketball team is fresh off an historic 2019 to 2020 campaign, notching 16 wins, the team's most since moving up to Division I in 2005. It seems head coach Darrick Gibbs is creating a formula for success. The team has improved its win total in each of the last 4 years. I sat down with Coach Gibbs to talk about this past season and what's next for the Ospreys.
But overall, I was really pleased with the growth of the program, the growth of the young ladies within the program, and I'm excited that we took another step in the right direction. You know, that's the one thing I can say about the program as a whole since I've been here is every year we've gotten better. Once we got to conference play, you know, one of the goals this year was to get off to a much better start. I thought we did that. Jumping out, I think we were 6-2 or something like that to start the conference slate going through the first half.
That hot start was quickly undone in the month of February, when the Ospreys lost 6 of their 8 games. UNF was sitting at second in the conference at the beginning of the month. By the end of it, they were fighting to hold on to a playoff spot. When you're losing 6 games in 1 month, how does that affect you personally?
I mean, it's tough. You know, it's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of banging your head up against a wall. It's a lot of individual meetings. It's a lot of meetings with your staff, trying to pinpoint what it is that needs to be adjusted.
UNF was able to bounce back towards the end of the season and even won a road playoff game against the rival Jacksonville Dolphins. That playoff win marked the first time the women's team beat JU twice in a season since 2011.
Rivalry. It's not really a rivalry unless it's back and forth. And it wasn't really back and forth. They were just beating our brains out, honestly. It's an opportunity for us to taking another step in the program and doing something that we haven't done before and moving forward from there.
Coach Gibbs admitted that going into next season with the loss of 4 seniors will be a challenge, but he sees this as an opportunity for new players to step into the roles to help support the team's 1-2 punch of Jazz Bond and Tiffany Tolbert. He also showed optimism about next year's freshman class. The team has already signed 5 freshmen to come on and play next year.
So now going forward, we got to look at who's going to step up and kind of take that role, and that's where the newness comes in. Hopefully some of the players that are returning do things this spring and this summer to help, put them in a position where they can contribute a little bit more. But then again, you talk about the freshman class we have coming in. Right now, we've got 5 freshmen that are signed that we're really excited about and hoping that someone out of that group will be able to step up and really be impactful.
The Ospreys have high expectations going into next season and are showing no signs of slowing down in the future. For the full interview, go to unfspinnaker.com. I'm Zach Yearwood, Spinnaker News.
Hello Ospreys, Spinnaker reporter Chase Hartman here, reporting to you live from quarantine. So last week we talked about some of the different games we've been playing to keep ourselves occupied during the lockdown. But today, we're going to talk about one classic in particular that's been helping us stay connected with each other, just like old times.
All right, today we have our friend William Clayton back from last week by popular demand. So, hello Will, how are you doing today?
Doing well, still at the same place, still doing the same things.
All right, so last week you told us about some of the different video games you've been playing. Well, there's one I've been playing with you a lot in particular, good old Minecraft, back on the server like the good old days. So, you want to tell me a bit about our server?
Well, mostly what we've been doing is that we've been playing on a community Minecraft realm together, and especially since that majority of us, we've been especially too busy, work and miscellaneous and like that, with what's been going on with the virus and causing everyone to stay home, it's given us a lucky opportunity to play together. We've been having upwards of 4 to 5 people at one point, which is pretty nice.
All right, so what kinds of things are we building on this server, Will?
Well, what you're building specifically, you're building Saiyan City. You're building a bunch of nice community buildings out on a giant stretch of open ocean in a little bit of a bay area. You have also built the Statue of Liberty. You have built a large sugarcane farm. And what I've been working on so far is Clay County. So we got that going on. And then we have a third friend who is building a castle further away than everyone else, completely out of birchwood. So that is an artistic choice right there.
All right, so like you said, the quarantine has given us time to hang out together on the server like we used to. So what are the perks to playing with 5 to 6 people versus just playing on there 1 or 2?
When you have multiple people, it has more of an economy. You can do more group activities, especially since we've been planning to visiting each other a lot more frequently. Chase's location that he's been building upon, our friend Julian is now building his base on top of Chase's base, which is quite interesting, especially since he used to live in a hole before this. And now my base is directly next to Chase's base, so that means we have more community accumulating.
Right, so it's awesome because even though we can't see each other physically, playing games like this together, talking to each other for hours at a time, and definitely it still feels like we get to hang out. So it's definitely good to stay positive and stay connected during this quarantine.
It is indeed. It's always good to be able to make sure we don't go insane in our own mind. So it's good to express our creativity together.
And there you have it, Ospreys, just like the good old summers of middle school and high school. Last year, actually, Minecraft became the #1 highest selling game of all time. And there's a reason for that. If you haven't got to check it out yet, by some bizarre means, you've got plenty of free time now, so it might be something to look into. Anyway, whatever you guys are doing, stay clean, stay safe, stay connected. I'm Chase Hartman, reporting for Spinnaker. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week.
Making pasta at home is a lot easier than you think. There's this common stigma that you need a whole pasta machine and 5 hours of work in order to make a proper pasta dough. In reality, you just need eggs, oil, salt, and flour to make a really good and delicious pasta dough. Today on this new segment titled Quarantine Cookout, I will be showing you all how to make a fresh pasta dough as well as a pasta carbonara with the pasta. All you will need for this recipe are eggs, flour, olive oil, bacon, Parmesan cheese, and of course, salt and pepper. Let's get started. To begin, let's make the pasta dough. You'll need 4 eggs, 2.5 cups of flour, a tablespoon of olive oil, and a teaspoon of salt. This is all of the measuring you will need to do for this entire recipe. You should have a large mixing bowl and fill it with the flour. Then make a well in the middle of the flour and pour the eggs, olive oil, and salt into the well made in the center and whisk the eggs together until homogeneous. Then start slowly incorporating the flour into the eggs until a shaggy dough forms. Turn this dough out onto a work surface and knead the dough for about 10 minutes. This is a serious workout and can stand in for a bench press. Then form a ball out of the dough and wrap tightly in plastic wrap. Let this ball chill out for about 30 minutes at room temperature. Also, make sure you clean as you go. You don't want to finish your delicious pasta dish and be stuck with a pile of dishes to finish after getting a food coma. Now that we've got the pasta on standby, let's get all of our ingredients ready to go for the main dish. Let's start with our bacon. I got this bacon from Fresh Market for about 4 people. I'd recommend 5 pieces of bacon. If you're vegetarian, you could go with mushrooms and coconut oil as a replacement for the bacon fat, but since I'm not, I won't do that. These should be chopped into fairly small pieces. Place these in a small bowl, cover in plastic wrap, and place in the fridge until you're ready to start. Up next is the egg sauce. The interesting thing about carbonara is that the sauce is actually just straight egg, Parmesan cheese, and pepper. In order to make this egg sauce, crack 2 eggs into a bowl, then realize that your bowl is too small and grab a bigger bowl, put the rest of the eggs in. Then crack 3 more eggs into the bowl and add pepper and Parmesan cheese. And then just whisk this mixture until fully combined and set aside until its time comes. Now that it's been 30 minutes, unwrap the pasta dough and cut into 4 different pieces. While you're rolling out a single piece, make sure to keep the other pieces covered so they don't dry out. Now, here's where you can learn from my mistakes. 1. Always flour your work surface and your pasta dough. It just makes life easier. 2. Ideally you should have a pasta machine, but if you don't, at least use a rolling pin so you can avoid using a cup like I did. Trust me, it's not a great time. Once you've rolled the dough out to the desired thickness, dust it with flour and use a sharp knife to cut the dough into small noodle-like shapes. Ideally you'd want yours to be smaller than mine, but whatever works. Now it's time to actually cook all this food you've been prepping. This is the easy part. Get a fairly big pan and add the chopped bacon into the pan cold. It's essential for the pan to be cold because of some scientific reason. Now, put the pan on a medium-high heat and let it cook for about 10 minutes. While this is cooking, make sure you set out a pot filled with water and salt to boil the pasta in. Once the bacon is looking about done, take it off the heat and add the pasta in, one at a time. Since this pasta is fresh, it should only take about 2 minutes to become perfectly al dente. Once the pasta is cooked, add it to the bacon and toss it in all that amazing bacon fat. Keep this on a low heat while the rest of the pasta is cooking. Make sure to keep the pasta water so you can use it during the making of the sauce. Once all the pasta is added, the hard part comes in. Take the pan off the heat and add the egg mixture, constantly stirring to make sure the egg doesn't scramble. Once you've added all the egg mixture, add some of the pasta water back in to help thicken the sauce and make everything cohesive. Finally, add salt and pepper to taste and add a bit of extra Parmesan to finish. Thanks for cooking, Ospreys!
Hey Marvel, you wanna go for a ride? Huh? You wanna go for rides? She's so excited. Come on. She knows. Come here. So me and Marvel are going for a little ride. So yeah, she loves her car rides. Look at her, she's a good girl. Go for a car ride. Yeah. Where are you going? Yeah, she rides along with me in the passenger seat. She likes looking out the window rather. She doesn't like when I roll the window down because it kind of scares her. But she likes looking out the window. I take her to drive-thrus a lot. She likes the smells, I guess, of drive-thrus, but sometimes not the people. If someone's walking beside my car, she will growl and bark. One of my coworkers found that out yesterday when they approached my car. That's a baby. Where are we going, huh? Where are we going? She's just trying to get comfortable. There she goes. That's a good girl. That's a baby. We normally jam out to some tunes. Normally I listen to either country or a little bit of rock and roll. She looks at my speakers a lot, especially when we listen to rock and roll, because of the vibrations, I suppose. Normally she hasn't been getting too many car rides because I've been working and going to school a lot, but now that we are stationed at home, she's gotten a little bit more car rides since I've kind of brought her along with me when I know I'm not going to like leave my car or whatever. You're tired? You just had a nap. She's a good girl. She does enjoy her car rides. Look how happy she is. She's so happy. As you can see, Marvel likes riding close beside me. When she gets comfortable, there's been times where she literally lays her head right here on my shoulder. When I first got her, she literally tried climbing into my lap. I remember when I was driving her around and I went and got Chick-fil-A. I set my milkshake down and I had requested whipped cream, so of course they had the open top. And I turned to grab the rest of my food and I turn around and she's like licking the whipped cream. I'm just like, no. She is really loyal. I do have to say that she's really helped me a lot with the grief of my first dog. It was really hard, but I knew once I brought her home the first night, like I could feel a piece of myself returning. She's such a good girl. So Marvel knows that I have stuff. I got some stuff I gotta do at my job outside the premises, and yeah, she was here yesterday, saying hi to some of my coworkers. Yeah, she enjoys her life. She's a she hears a lot of the landing traffic, so I think that freaks her out a lot. So, yeah, this has been our little driving session with me and Marvel. Can you speak? Oh, speak. She sees more cars over there. Thanks for watching.